Happy Sunday. It is Yellow Earth Day. I mean human. Know what the fuck I'm talking about? Today is the last day of the wave. That is yellow sun. That means at midnight tonight there will be the passing through the time without time point and landing into the front part of the wave for red Skywalker, which is very important because that day is going to be my son's birthday, who is a red Skywalker, my oldest son. Had some strange recent events. They're not so much strange as they're the coming to conclusions of certain things that, like, you know, but you can't really get evidence for. And although I've got evidence for myself to say I was on track, I followed the right things to do, I would be hard pressed to make that case for somebody else. Although, you know, I'd be tempted to want to be able to do that. But also I'd like to say that because I cannot physically do that, I can't say here's the evidence to someone else. That's a good thing, because that would be the wrong way to go. That would be the wrong course of action to do. You know, in this case, it would be more of a, you know, I got to follow my intuition, and I've got to put all of my energy into productive means. And that was part of this battle that I had to fight with someone close to me who was not putting their energy in that sort of consideration. They were putting their energy in a type of way as to drain my energy too. It was a very narcissistic type of relationship. You know, there was love involved, and then there was the pretense of love. You know, if you think about that, that causes a lot of different dynamics to come into play. And I think in this case it was sort of destined to play out in the way that it did, because I find it very important to have come out on a feeling like a winning side of this, because the power that was being used against myself and other people, I don't think any longer can be used that way. I think the game was, and it's not a game, I mean, this is life, but the way that it was played in the game fashion, that person won't have that power anymore. Because I think demonic things are the ones who take control of stuff. You know, they sort of arbitrate the supernatural powers when someone else starts to play games in their own mind. You know, like all the power would be yours. Keep recording. I'm sitting in the bathtub using the recording function, and then I'm going to try to put this audio on a just a picture, so that I can make videos that are just audio, like I see that it is done without having to record. But let me tell you what had happened here. Imagine, like, I'm saying narcissism because the whole narcissist and empath dynamic was played out. Now, it's a girlfriend of mine, but we've been friends for so many years now, and it was sort of my love, you know, ability to love and know that person would be the person I'd want around after the time that my dad dies, that caused me to invite her. But now, the invite caused her to use that to come, you know, and there was a brief period of snuggling or whatever with us, but it didn't go nowhere else because we're really not compatible in those areas. We could be, but you got to have your heart right. You know what I mean? I think, because I don't get attracted if I don't feel the heart is there, and like, I notice girls that are like that, they sort of move in a really weird, different type of ways where they're not trying to, like, it's very controlled, like they're very controlled as opposed to letting themselves go. So I really don't fall for that, because I know that that's all something else. But anywho, so this person comes and then is trying to get all their stuff together, which is fine. You know, you want to help somebody who's trying to get their stuff together, but then, like, just uses me. Uses my home, sticks the dog with me, who really, the person shouldn't have a dog. I don't know how many times I've heard about the dog being rescued from somebody else I know because it was put in a fucked up position. You know, you can't use the dog as like the anchor for the heart. And that's really what I felt. And the last way that it was brought in on me was really disrespectful, because the person didn't listen to what I said. You know, because I said, look, I'm already angry. I'm not showing my anger, but I shouldn't feel like this. You know, I'm able to control my facade. And if I'm controlling my facade not to express my anger, I'm not open and free. See, that's the crucial point right there. I want to be neutral to be able to feel and experience at this time. I don't want to have a fucking shield of pretense on me because I'm pissed off and I have to control it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, the narcissistic person, they've always put up that front, that shield, and they can't drop it. And see, that's the thing. When you're true and you're honest and you don't lie about shit, you can drop that shield. And you can experience life. But you know, I found out that that's not something that a narcissist can do at all, ever. Not ever. So, we got into a fight. She come and got the dog. And just like happens, the person was like able to enchant me, make me not angry, almost make me feel bad for what I know is true. And then said something about, it was something she had said about the fucking, the relationship, you know, like, told me that she was stuck on that. She was using that as something to, and I'd already been with somebody else, you know, and had to go through the same shit, and it hurts my heart to fucking be in a position where I'm open, and then obviously the person's not able to be free. So not only was that unacceptable, it was flat ass wrong, and that person was using that in her own mind to play games and all that bullshit. I just didn't want. I'm not doing that. I just don't have no time for that. And it was causing me great expense, you know, in my home. Now the person doesn't have a home. The dog needed a home, you know. And I'm like, man, if you just make it right, and that's not something that person could do. It just was more and more and more cold and mean, you know. Show up, I gotta go to work, I gotta leave, you know, take the dog, and then let the dog run in and jump on everybody. It's just just out of control. Not even caring. You know, you can tell when somebody doesn't care, because they don't fucking care. They don't got no response. They don't try to do nothing. But, and later on, all my videos have this fucking troll on them saying all this shit. How does it feel to be fat and without a job? And how does it feel? And I got a job. And yeah, I'm fat, but that bitch is fatter than me. And I knew who it was. And see, I already know the motherfucker is a gangstalker. And that just proved it right there. Because I started talking shit, that hard shit, and I started getting emails back. So, the moral of this story is, and if you people don't know, that a lot of these gangstalkers out there are all around you. Some of them are your friends. And somewhere down the line, they bought the lie. And they got plugged in. Maybe you can get them back, maybe not. I don't know. But the moral of the story is they use these fake profiles to attack, and they do stuff like that because it feeds them. The enemy is fed by those negative emotions, and just keep that in mind, because that's not something that we have to feed on. We don't have to feed on negative emotions. We don't have to have our life based in fear. We have victory. That's all I'm going to say.